So this is my 48 Plymouth. I traded it for, I think it was an 84 Porsche. This is one of those Audi Porsches. In my state, it's a smogger, so it was kind of not worth the effort. And I wanted one of these coupes. So the guy traded me for this. I'm sure he's the one that made out like a bandit. So kind of a rough car. We got some rust outs. I kind of dig the shape. This is the club coupe. The business coupe would have had flat glass and pushed up more because this does have a back seat. And I thought, hey, this would be a good little family car commuter. They had a little 217 and a half, 218 flathead 6, which are very reliable. But I was wondering if a slant 6 would fit in there. 48 Plymouth transmission, and I have a 49 extra spare one, so I might want to see how far off that would be to a slant 6 engine I have. On the possibility, could I use the original transmission, 3 in a tree, and so keep all stock factory engineering with the pedals, but with a more modern freeway capable engine that's cheaper to get rebuilt, more part availability. Although these flathead 6s I heard are really good motors, just I'm just not set up for them. Flathead V8s, yes, but not those. Now from the outer rocker to outer rocker on my 48 Plymouth, it's about 65 inches wide if I was to do a Crown Vic swap. This is, I believe, a 49 transmission engine combo that's frozen. One of my buddies got when I was initially planning on getting extra motors and running this as a daily driver. It's the slant 6. So, let's see, try to swap the transmissions from the two and see if they'll fit. What do you think, Liam? Let's do it, right, buddy? All right.
Motor.
Yeah, flathead motor. So that is a 5/16, no, sorry, 5/8 head. Not 5/16. Surprisingly, that's really loose. Go, Buzzy. There you go. Good job, bud. He'll be a mechanic yet. Yes, we're at the rest of the way. Good job, dude. You did an excellent job. My 3-year-old first time taking off a transmission. Got to start him young. Nosy neighbors are kind of curious what we're doing.
Yeah, come and go.
That's a 2627T fiberglass body. I'm gonna need both hands on this, but see, wiggle it, should come right out. Oh, I don't need. And there it goes, sliding out. And definitely need both hands so I don't smash my feet. 1 second. There's a transmission with a really long input shaft. Bolts on the aluminum bell housing are also 5/8. Top. Sorry, that's bottom, top. One there, one there. The top one is definitely longer than the bottom. 12 volts helping out on this one. Bottom one. Long bolt on the driver's side. Alright, sliding out. Also a very long input shaft. Not used to that on Fords. I don't know, maybe the modern stuff. Well, I guess it'd be newer for me. Now everything's automatic, but I have long input shafts like that. Okay, there's your older. Has a bigger splines. These are finer splines on the older, sorry, the newer one. If you measure from this point to that on the input shaft, they're both 7 1/4, so that part should be the same, but I'm gonna have to take that clutch out because it's not gonna fit in there because the splines. So that's the next project. Taking off the starter motor, and we'll just take off the bell housing, see if it fits on there. Bolt on top and stud on the bottom with a nut. And it has this little plate here that kind of covers up on the front of the bell housing where the starter motor goes. Okay. This support bracket that goes to the back of the bell housing. I think I'll just take it off the motor. I'll leave this on. 8 bolt heads on the starter motor bracket. These are 9/16 on the head on the bolts for the bell housing. And don't forget there is a bolt up front here. Okay, my sister's going to take off the clutch with the disc, and we're going to put the House back on. That's part of mechanic getting dirty. So the
Yeah, what?
1/2-inch bolt head for the pressure plate on flywheel. Carburetor is, and that's called an oil bath. Anyway, there's the pressure disc. Take that out, and we'll put her back on. The nub that sticks out further towards you is what goes towards you, and then the short, stubby side goes towards the motor. Buzzy, as Daddy puts them back in. So it looks like you can line up like this hole, and there's a hole down here. They're not.
And the hole right here.
Yeah, not threaded. You can grab one,
Yeah, come
but not all of them. So I don't know if you.
Come the hole right here.
Oh yeah. Maybe you had cast iron. You could like drill it, and then put it where you need it. So
Yeah.
it's close enough.
Cause I know.
The bearing retainer fits in there nice.
And here.
Okay, so I got one here,
Yeah.
and there might be some meat where you could drill them. Now, granted, the motor's off. I got a Brockman pallet. A little too much help from the 4-year-old. Yeah.
And there's some here.
Yeah, and then there's. So you can grab.
And the hole here.
Yeah, there's. Maybe you can grab because there's one
The
right
hole here.
here.
The hole.
You can grab in there.
And one on here. And one. And the little hole here.
And then there's something down here. So I think somebody could make this work if they really wanted to.
Yeah, come in little hole here.
Yeah? I'm going to call that for the day. Just kind of was curious. If I was to use that motor, it's going to be tight. Not a ton of clearance, how it slants to the side. But it might be fun to try. And then I'm not sure where those motor mounts are going to run in that steering box right there or not. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Catch you next time.